Hey everyone, welcome back to another war video. This one, war number 12 of season 39, for Loki taking on REVOD. You see I have Nimrod, Wiccan, and Hood. All three of these champs are going to see some action this war, so let's jump right in. You will see I am on path 9 to start, so this is Hazard Shift Aarkus. You've seen me take this with Hood a few times at this point. A little bit of a different node. It still has the, if I have a debuff, he gets a Fury node, but it doesn't have power efficiency, so Aarkus's power should be a little bit easier to control. That being said, it is still Aarkus. He has a whole bunch of power. But Hood, very good for this, a debuff detox attacker, so I'm able to really clear those debuffs pretty well. So I'm not really too worried about the debuff damage. Really just worried about Aarkus with his shrug ability. You can see, it's Aarkus, so I pop another invulnerability boost. His power is always going to be an issue, so I always pop an invulnerability boost just in case. So here's the first special 3. So he tosses that. That's fine. But at this point, I'm just trying to get a whole bunch of hexes on him, throw a heavy, and pretty much just make him go boom. So he's at 18 now, so right there I throw the heavy, and that is that. So Hood, very good for that fight. Next fight's going to be Wolverine Weapon X on this next node. I'm going to be using Nimrod. Nimrod, I'm going to use a power start 1, so this is the hazard shift node, but basically when I get a bar of power, he gets an indestructible. So that works out because, he starts in incinerate mode anyway. Nimrod not incinerate immune. So here I'm just parrying up to get to 10. Once I have 10 charges right here, now I just want to get to a special 2. Once I get to the special 2, I just nuke it. So here I'm just, getting up to that special 2. I back off because I don't want to give him too many charges. I've made that mistake before, but I'm able to manage them a little better this time. I throw the special 2, and Weapon X is down. So very quick, very easy Nimrod fight. Next fight is going to be in section 2, path 1. This first fight's going to be Terrax. I'm going to be using Wiccan. So Wiccan, probably the best Terrax counter in the game because he's armor break immune, and every time he tries to get armor broken, he puts an incinerate debuff on, so his damage can really ramp up pretty quick. Every time when you're close to Terrax, when he has his rock field up, he puts on a whole bunch of armor breaks, so Wiccan can melt him down pretty well. So, at this point, I just want him to throw his special. He does. I don't dex any of it. This is the only fight Wiccan's doing, so, I'm not trying to be fancy, not trying to do anything, but you can see, when I'm in his rock field, those incinerates are really stacking up. This node has never backed down, so basically if I dash back twice in a row, he gets a regen. I'm not trying to deal with any of that, but, I'm just throwing the special 1s to regen the rock field damage that I was taking. So pretty safe fight with Wiccan, and that is that. So next fight is going to be Kitty Pryde on Buffet. So I'm going to be using Nimrod. This buffet, again, because they changed it slightly, now when I get a buff, you can see it's now an active regen that they have. Nimrod just loves that. So, I want to stay in orange mode to just, that way I can freely parry, I can freely, do everything I need to do. But, here I get up to 10, I throw the special 2. It does a whole bunch of damage. It's not quite enough to KO. So, right here I'm just trying to, see if it's enough. I figured a combo is going to be enough there, and it is. So Nimrod, once again, very quick on that one. Next fight is going to be Hood against King Groot on the Safeguard Vigorous Assault Mini. So you've seen me take this fight quite a few times. This one, I'm a little concerned, not like overly concerned, but a little concerned going into it because I started the fight with only 16 bullets. So I know at some point I'm going to have to reload. The only way the way that Hood reloads his bullets is he gets 2 bullets back for every buff that he is able to stagger. So basically, I need the Fate Seal on the Special 2 to not be on, but a Hex to be on when he's getting his Furies back. That's going to be the easiest way to reload. So you can see here, I throw the Special 2. I've placed 18 bullets because I was able to get 2 during the fight. I detonate the Heavy, and he still has 45%. So it's going to be a little bit of a problem. You know, I reload here 1, that's great. That is the other way. If they miss while Hood is phased, he gets a bullet as well. So here though, you know, he gets up to 12 of those Furies. They get staggered, so I get 2 bullets for every one of those. So now I'm up to 24, so it's looking good. Like I said, I wasn't overly worried going into it. I just knew I needed to reload at some point. So there, I was just waiting for him to throw his Special 1. He throws the Special 1. I throw the Special 3 just to dump my power. This is a safeguard node, and King Groot is bleed immune, so this is not going to do anything substantial other than just reset the fight. But here now I'm just, you know, trying to get a few more Hex charges on him and then detonate from there so that I can end this fight. So, you know, a little bit of a, like I said, not difficult to reset it, but just, you know, a little bit of, you know, Hex and bullet management here. So here I'm going to throw the Heavy. It's almost enough. Gets him down to 1%. I run in, hit his block, and that is that. So a little bit of a lengthier King Groot fight just because of the bullet reload, but still nothing terrible. So next fight for me is going to be the last fight of the war, and therefore last fight of the season. It is going to be Nimrod against Toad. So this is Toad on Hazard Shift and Stun Immune. So basically with Toad, you know, he gets a whole bunch of prowess and a whole bunch of regen. Nimrod just doesn't care about any of that. It's a little bit more difficult to build up Nimrod's charges without being able to stun. I mean, he gets it on a parry, so like you don't need the stun to do it. But just, you know, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of manage it. So there, you know, you see one Special 2 takes off pretty much half his health. You know, I can see that at this point, I just basically need to get to another Special 2. So I'm a little bit looser here in Incinerate mode than maybe I should be. You know, probably a little bit of an unnecessary risk, you know, but I'm, like I said, I'm just trying to get up to a Special 2 at this point. I have a rank 4 Toad, so I'm pretty comfortable with his animation. So, like, I know his Heavy, so like you saw a little bit earlier. You know, I got cornered by him, but I was able to fully evade the Heavy here. I get the Special 2, though, and that is that. So, 6 fights for me for this war. That gets me to 57 fights for the season. The four deaths, and I'll go into Season 40 with a streak of 12. Because this was the last war, you know, we'll go over the champs that I used. So Colossus was my #1 used champ on the season. I went 9-1 with him. The one death was to Void on node 49. Hood showed up 8 times. He was able to get through all 8 of his fights. Nimrod really showed up a lot during the second half of the season, but he went 5-0. Dr. Doom, 1 war for him, but he went 4-0. My Doom streak is also now at 105. Quake showed up in 1 war. She went 4-0. Overseer showed up twice. I had that pretty bad death to Ebony Maw on node 25 with him. Just mismanaged the falter there and the debuff detox. Stealth Spidey showed up for 1 war. He goes 3-0. Wiccan had 3 wars where he showed up 1-0 in each, so including this last one, so he goes 3-0. Apoc showed up 1 time, 2-0. Archangel showed up 1 time, 2-0. Kingpin showed up 1 time, 2-0. Scorpion 2 times. He goes 1-0 in each. They were both some fun fights with Scorpion. The Ebony Maw in War 1 on node 53, and then the Iron Doom in War 11. Spider-Man 2099 also showed up twice. He goes 2-0. Sim Supreme had 1 war. He went 2-0. Omega Red showed up in 1 war. Bad death with him on America Chavez on node 29. Just really mismanaged the spores there, but he goes 2-1. And then these last 3 all 1 fight. Odin 1-0. Void 1-0. And then Thing, he went 1-1. That 1 fight being Spider-Man Supreme on node 35. So that's where the 57-4 comes from. So 18 champs used this season. So definitely a pretty diverse season, so that was fun. In terms of the war itself, we did win this one, so we go to 8-4 on the season, and we finished the season in 6th place, so very happy about how we did. Couple wars, obviously, we wish we could have done a little bit better in. Maybe we could have had a little bit better opportunity for a podium, but, can't complain too much about a top 10 finish. So that'll do it for this one, and that'll do it for this season. Thanks for following along all season. Thank you for watching this one, and I hope to see everyone soon.